Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be going back to the basics with a nice Copic drawing because it has been a while since I've done one. So what I kind of wanted to do was, it's summer and I really like the tropical leaf vibe, with all the palm trees and the monstera leaves. So I really wanted to incorporate that pattern in somehow. At first I thought I would do it like on her outfit, I would use the monstera leaves, but I also wanted to do flowers, and I thought it'd be easier having the flowers on her outfit instead of in the background. So what I did is I did the palm tree leaves in the background, and then I did more tropical leaves overlaying her to kind of create, a nice composition and create dimension. And then I kept the flowers on her outfit. And it was nice because with the background being green and her outfit being more of a reddish color, it was a nice, complementary colors there too. My other thought with this drawing is because it ended up kind of being summer themed, I thought it'd be really cool to do more Copic drawings that are also seasonal themed, so you can kind of have a series going, because I really like when my pieces all have a nice theme together, because I guess when I started art in high school, we had to make, a portfolio, and the portfolio had to follow a theme. So all your pieces were kind of like the same type of thing, which on one hand, if you wanted to do more varied stuff, it was kind of hard. But at the same time, it is really nice having multiple pieces that you can see at the end that all fit like cohesively together. So maybe on a smaller scale, like something like this, I thought that'd be really fun. So next I'll probably be working on an autumn theme portrait piece. And that'll be cool because I haven't really done a lot of pieces where red's like the main color. So I think it'll be really awesome doing like, all the warm tones with the reds, the oranges, and the yellows. Plus now it'll work too because it's going into fall, because it only takes me like 3 months to draw one of these, which is like really sad. But it's just, I have so much other stuff I gotta do. Like, this ain't my job. And I don't know, when I get overwhelmed, it's really hard for me to draw. So when I'm focusing on, all this other stuff going on, with school and stuff, I just find it really hard to sit down and draw, which really sucks. So I'm going to try to be more proactive this time. And I've been like having a planner, scheduling out things. And if I just make time for it beforehand, I think it'll be fine, because once I sit down and I start drawing, I enjoy it so much. It's just kind of thinking about it beforehand that stresses me out, because I'm like, I have so many other things I actually have to do, but I don't want to, stop this. Plus, technically next semester, I'm taking an art class just for fun, so I'm really excited. So, I guess I gotta prepare myself. I can't just stop drawing now. But yeah, I'm definitely really excited for that art class, because like I said, my main reason what hinders me not doing art is because, it's not something that's required in my life anymore. That's why in high school I loved it, because it was one of my classes. So, I had to do good. I had to do it. So yes, was art homework the first I would do? Yes, because, I had to do it eventually. But now where it's kind of just becoming a hobby of mine, it's a lot harder to focus on doing it because, for my major, there's a lot of extra stuff I should do outside of school to help prepare me for getting an internship and stuff. So I feel like instead of doing something like this where I'm drawing, I should be focusing more on my career-related stuff, which kind of sucks, but I should still make time to do stuff I enjoy. So, but anyways, I'm really excited for that class because, then it'll be a requirement again, and, I'll have to do good. So I'll have to try, and, it'll probably be the first homework I do again, but whatever. So as I started coloring, I really liked the leaves here. They contrasted nice with the light background. And I really liked how her shirt was going out, because again, like, I had all those warm colors, and that was really nice because I usually don't do warmer colors. But I don't know, I really started struggling later on once I got to actually coloring the portrait part of the drawing. Because unfortunately what I find is that because I really like to draw on larger sizes pieces of paper, portraits are really a struggle just because you have to color in such a large area, whereas when I do little sketches, most of the time when you see Copic drawings, the drawings are fairly small, at least like a 5x7, if not smaller. And when you're doing smaller size stuff, it's just so much easier to color in skin tones because the colors really just blend into each other without you having to try very much. And that's another reason why I like doing full body stuff, because I found that coloring it was so much easier. Whereas here, you gotta move really fast to make sure the ink's not drying, and it's really hard to get a flat color because you have to cover so much ground. And, eventually you just gotta try to work in pieces the best you can so that you can hide the areas where the colors are kind of coming together. But it's really a struggle. And I don't know, doing this, I don't know how back in high school, I used to do really big pieces. I'm talking 20 by 16 paper boards is what I would use as my medium to draw on. And I've improved since then. They weren't the best looking things, but they weren't trash. I don't know how I managed to shade those things. But really, unfortunately, what just destroyed me with this piece is that my frickin' base color I was using, of course, had to dry out. And when Copic markers dry out, it's not oh no, my color ink is out. When it dries out, the marker physically ruins the paper you're working on, because I think the nib gets so dry and it messes up the paper. So it just creates this really bad texture, and there's no way you can cover it up with another shade, because I said it ruins the paper. So of course, unfortunately, my main base color I was using dried out, and of course every other color I use on her skin tone I had a refill for, but not the base color. And I couldn't really just stop, I had already gone so far, the paper damage was already done. So I just kept going, and it irked me so much, because I was happy with how it was going, and I would have liked to done, more blending, do some more shading, but I couldn't, because even when I did that last layer, it was really messing up the paper, and, it wasn't looking super smooth and flat. So I just had to call it quits where I did it, which is really unfortunate. And I don't know, I was just so disappointed that happened. I guess I don't really like buying refills until I physically see the marker dying. Usually it doesn't just give out in the middle of the piece like this one did. But I think I should just make sure that all my skin tones, they just need refills, because, I use them so much, and you really use so much ink specifically with those markers because of how hard you're trying to create a smooth blending into each other. So that was my main problem with this piece, and I'm really sad that happened. But I think despite that, it still looks relatively good, because you don't really see the paper damage unless you get really close. But otherwise, it's okay. My other main area of disappointment with this piece was that my lack of considering the highlights when I first started coloring in. You can tell by the eyebrows I definitely kept areas for highlights because it's light there, but then in other areas like the nose and the chin, where there should definitely be highlights, I colored it in more than once right away and just ruined any chance I had of highlights, which really annoyed me too, because I know that's a problem of mine, and I really just gotta plan it out beforehand, because with markers, there's no do-overs with this stuff. You gotta start light and work your way up. And even if I added something extra on top, like color pencils to add the highlights, I just decided against that because it wouldn't have been a perfect color match with the few areas of highlights I had on her already, and it would have been a different texture. So that really sucked, because highlights really add so much life to a piece, so I wish I did that. But then on the other hand too, like my highlights I did on her hair, I wish I was softer with those, because I felt the white jelly pen, when I saw it at the end, it was just a little too stark. With my style, because I don't really use big white highlights anywhere else in the piece, I think it's easier if I use a white color pencil or even a light gray color pencil so that it has a softer look to it. But overall, I'm happy with how it turned out. You know, when I go through with a piece, I don't want to just quit the moment I see something's wrong. I just carry through till the end, and at the end, I pick out the things that I know I need to work on. And then I make sure for the next pieces that that's something I focus on so that I keep improving, because I think that is the best way to improve. It's just you got to make mistakes. So none of my pieces are perfect because I'm not a professional, but that's okay. I just know that I try the best I can, and that hopefully with every piece I'll get better because I'm learning from the mistakes I've made.